You're listening to The Moose on the Loose, your 10 minutes action-packed financial podcast with your host, Mike Yahoo. Hey, what's up, Market Moose? This is Mike from The Moose on the Loose. I hope you are doing well today on this Wednesday. Today we continue our quick series on real estate. So yesterday we were discussing if a house was an asset or not. So long story short, it's a lower quality of asset because it does not generate cash flow, and it actually it's cash flow negative. So it means that you need to spend money to keep that asset alive. But on the other side, it gains a little bit of value and it forces you to pay yourself first, which is probably one of the most important thing in life, right? So if you are forced to put some money aside due to this having an asset, this is already a pretty good thing, especially if you do not have this discipline of saving money and investing in equities on the stock market. So today I want to tackle a different topic, but I wanted to add a twist to it because we often think about two options between renting or buying, but I would like to add another one. So bear with me a second. So we're going to start with the classic renting versus buying debate, and then I'm going to throw you a twist that maybe you're going to like, maybe you're not going to like, depending on how you see finance. So renting versus buying, obviously, if you rent, you're going to make more money down the road, but there's one condition. If you do not have this discipline to say, oh, I'm renting at $1,200 a month, and if I had a house, it would cost me $2,000. So therefore, I'm going to put the difference, the $800 a month. I'm going to invest that into my RSP or my TFSA or in whatever investment vehicle you want. To make to compensate for that part, well, then you're gonna come out as a winner. Unfortunately, most people, what they do is that if they rent, they see that they have extra money available in their budget, and they just spend it on, on more restaurants, on more activities, on more travel, on a newer car, and so on. And then you're not getting that much. Of course, when you buy, it's like buying a new car or buying an old one. When you buy a house, you have this ability to have a little bit more of luxury. You have more choice. You can renovate whatever you want. You can put it at your taste. So if you're buying a new car, it's the same thing. You can go to the dealership, select the color, the options, and so on. Well, if you rent your house, or you rent an apartment, you'll have less choices, less luxury, less flexibility, of course. And if you buy an old car, well, you're not going to have the choice of options or the choice of color. So it's pretty much the same thing. So the advantage here is the flexibility. Right now I have a house, but I could see myself renting down the road, mostly for that flexibility. So nothing belongs to you. So it's great because you don't have any responsibility. And I met with some clients that told me, you know what, Mike, I rather travel, and then when I'm back home, I rent something for a few months, and then I just go elsewhere, and that's all fine because when I want to leave for 3 months, I don't have to find anybody to take care of my home. I just rent something for a few months, and then I'm gone, and it's all right. I don't have any responsibility behind. I don't have to worry about anything. It costs a lot less, especially for insurance and stuff like that. So obviously, the choice of renting is the choice of flexibility. It's also the choice of going against what has been in our culture in North America. So going against the fact that you should own a home, and you should because this is pretty much you go to school, you get good grade, you have a good job, and then you buy a house. Those are the normal things in life that you do. And then you get married, you have kids, and then you die. I don't know. That's the path that a lot of people follow. And that's fine if this is exactly what you want to do. But on the other side, super important, I think that if you look at renting, it gives you additional money that you can invest. It gives you more time, and it gives you this space flexibility. So if you if you think about traveling a lot, well, then that could be a pretty interesting solution. So here's come the third option. So yes, renting, buying, but how about you buy, but you put the minimum money on your mortgage payment? So what I did for several years is that I used a line of credit and I didn't pay much more than just the interest on it. Why? Because I wanted to pay the minimum for where I live, use the rest of the money to enjoy it with my family, to put money aside as well to maximize my RSP and having this flexibility. So I was like getting the financial flexibility that I would have rented because I put like the maximum down payment on it. So I had like a big cash down. And then what I did is I just surfed on a low interest rate environment. So that was great. So the cost of living at my home was very minimum. And in the end, the house was still getting value while I was using the money elsewhere. So I was like, I maxed out my RSP for several years, which is great because today it has funded my kind of like my plan C for retirement. So if I need money from my investment portfolio, so my LIRA, my RSP, and so on, I will have enough to retire and I won't have any problem. The other thing is that gave me more flexibility to travel more. I have 3 kids, so whenever we buy airplane tickets, that's a pain. So that gave me that flexibility. And also when I started the business, DSR, of course, all my money went into my most valuable asset, which to this date is still my business. So investing in my business is worth a lot more than paying down my mortgage. And that gave me that flexibility to do that too. So paying a minimum amount, like the lowest possible all the time, has been a great experience for me. But of course, it has downsides. So yes, you win on flexibility. You have more money to do projects, to invest in business, to travel, or to maximize your RSP. But on the other side, when interest goes higher up, like it's the case for the past 2 years, well, then you better make more money, because if not, you're gonna have a big problem paying down your interest rate on the interest rate charges is increasing. So you're going to have a big problem paying down the debt on your house. So of course you can do that if you are making more money down the road and if you have a solid plan for that, and probably not maxed out your budget with just considering interest only payment. That would be a bit silly. So you have to be a bit more flexible, a bit more smart with your money, but that it's also another way where you get a little bit more flexibility, like you were renting, because you pay less monthly on your house, but you still have the luxury of having a house. So this is what I chose for me. That has been working well for several years. Now I'm paying down my mortgage because, I'm settling down, I'm making more money. So it's all good. I have like this, I don't know, like this thought that, yeah, it would be nice to be debt free one day, but that's not one of my main goal in finance. And again, some people, they just love to see that debt going down and become debt free, and it's a great goal. And actually, I have nothing against that. I think it's like all in their owner. Like, so if you're doing that, like, kudos to you. That's a great plan as well, because when you're debt free, well, your level of risk when you get into financial hurdles, of course, it's a lot less. So that's a very smart way to approach personal finance. So I just wanted to throw that other options, because as you can see, there are multiple options. They're all good and they have all pros and cons. It's really up to look at which one is best for you. Tomorrow, we are going to end this real estate series about talking about, should you pay back your mortgage as fast as possible, or should you invest in the market? So I'm already telling you what I did on my side, but today we're going to go a little bit deeper into both options and see which one is the best deal. And it's not it's not just about finance, it's also about personal choices, of course. All right, Moose, that's enough for today. Enjoy your day, and tomorrow we're going to talk again. So until then, don't forget to stay invested.
Hey, welcome to the disclaimer. If you're listening to The Moose and the Loose, you cannot really expect me to give you buy or sell recommendation or financial advice, right? You're here for fun, you're here for information, and some entertainment. But I am not your financial advisor, I am not your broker, so therefore I'm not liable if you're losing money after listening to the podcast. If you're looking for some advice, go see a professional. If not, you can enjoy this show and do your due diligence after it.